Hi, I'm Somer Hackley, and I'm the author of a book that's all about demystifying executive search. This book unveils a world that's traditionally pretty opaque, which is the world of executive recruiting. And we do that by going behind the scenes with executive job seekers and executive recruiters to hear their perspectives and their lessons learned. I was inspired to write this book by all the conversations I've been having with executive job seekers. So I launched my search firm in February 2020. We all know what happened in March. And so when the whole entire world changed, I was thinking to myself, what am I going to do if my go-to clients aren't recruiting at the moment? And I landed on, let me do what I do best, which is deepening relationships and talking to people. And so I just reached out to folks to catch up and check in, and I came to realize that executive search from the candidate perspective is extremely opaque and frustrating. And people were asking questions, and I noticed that the questions were repeating themselves and just these themes emerged, and I would have answers, and I became a bit of a go-to resource for folks just to run situations by me and just explain like why things were happening as they were, and just to give people a bit of an understanding of the behind the scenes, but also just to let them know they're not in this alone. You know, everyone's asking the same questions, and people found a lot of comfort in that. I just wished that I had a resource to give to people or send people to. I just wish there was a book or something that people could use just to understand this whole world. My perspective is unique because most job search tips books aren't written by recruiters like me, by people on the inside. So I've been recruiting for about 20 years. I spent the first 6 years of my career in contingency recruiting, and then since then I've been on the retained executive search side. So I've seen how the big firms work. I have worked at boutiques. I've been in retained, I've been in contingency. I'm sharing with you all of this perspective. And also, this isn't just general advice. This isn't just obvious tips. This is specifically for executives. I didn't want this book to just be my own opinions. So you're going to hear about the stories from other executives, from other recruiters, just my peers in the industry. And so I've been talking to executives about their lessons learned, and look, people weren't always good at this, you know, so they shared how they used to go about networking with recruiters or finding a new role, and just how they positioned themselves over the years. And you can catapult yourself by hearing their stories and just things they wish they knew and did differently years ago, and how they're going about things differently today. My hope is that with this book, you can understand what recruiters actually do, and you can use that inside information to your advantage. So you can best position yourself, you can get the job you want, you can create your network of recruiters, you can interview well, you'll know what they're looking for, and ultimately take your career by the reins. You'll love this book if you're in one of two main groups of people. So the first would be if you're someone who you've always had a lot of job stability. You've probably worked at your company, I don't know, for 10, 15 years. Maybe they've moved you around a lot, you love it there, or perhaps your boss has always brought you along. You've never really had to look for a job. And now you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna start looking. And you're just like, what do? I don't even know where to start. The other group is for the middle managers, and these are folks that are about to be executives and they really want to position themselves for that role in the future, and you're seeing that the positions are no longer posted online. So how do you find them? And maybe you're getting contacted by recruiters at the big search firms, and the process is extremely different. It's no longer about your resume. So what should you expect? It can be for those folks too. I'm Somer Hackley, and I'm the author of Demystifying Executive Search.